Hello, lovelies. Today we're talking about how to start wearing your accessories right now and right into 2026. So if you're feeling a little drab with your fall, soon to be winter wardrobe, and you need a little glow up, then you're in the right place. While accessory styling and trends for 2026 isn't really about reinventing the wheel, it's certainly about wearing them in a reimagined way. So let's get right to it. I'm Zeba and I'm so happy you're here. I love making videos to help you get dressed in the morning so you feel beautiful and confident in your own skin, because if you feel confident, you can take over the world. The first way to start wearing your accessories is probably the most surprising way, because it's not just one thing. It's not just a shoe or a hat or sunglasses. It's faux fur. We're seeing this trend very front and center in so many different places, whether it's bags or trimming a hat kind of like here on a coat, sleeves on a cardigan. There's just a lot of faux fur accents that are really embellishing and making your basic pieces a little bit more elevated, cozier, and of course adding that texture that we crave a lot of times. This goes hand in hand with one of the key trending aesthetics for winter 2026, which is looking like you're stepping out of a ski chalet, whether it's the French Alps or Aspen, or the Appalachian Mountains, wherever it might be. You just want to have that sitting by a fireplace look, and kind of like swapping the place of those heavy puffers is more of these faux furs everywhere, and also mixed in with a lot of surprising Western elements. So especially in Aspen, you're seeing a lot of the Ralph Lauren inspired belts, turquoise jewelry, Western hats. So like forget wearing a beanie. You see a lot of the jet set ski club wearing these Western hats. Bring it back to the faux fur trend. Some of my favorite ways that I have seen this is in bags. I think it looks phenomenal. Also, I recently worked with a brand called Cozy Island. They have really comfortable shoes, but I also noticed that they have these faux fur accessories that you can add to your boots just to give you that volume and to, again, give you that texture. I think there's a couple of other brands doing that as well, so that you don't have to buy new shoes. You just kind of add on accessories, and it's a very chic way to incorporate the trend, not to mention functional because it keeps you warm. Getting a faux fur scarf is such an easy way to incorporate this trend in many different buckets, because you can wear it as a belt. You can wear it actually belted in, like kind of like a makeshift vest that I have really loved doing. I'll show you how I did this here. It's from a jacket that I unpinned it from and just wore it as a standalone. So you can get really creative. Anywhere that you can stick a faux fur accent, you will be golden. I recently spotted this really cute cardigan at Anthropologie that embellishment on the sleeves. I'm sure Zara has some as well. A great way to kind of switch up your accessories and look really warm and cozy. And speaking of functional cozy, I want to show you some pieces that will make your fall winter existence so much more chic and comfortable. They're by today's sponsor, G4Free, which are the clothes that I look forward to coming home and putting on and living my best life in them. And whether I want to do a workout or I need to run out for errands or even wear something that looks like real clothes, G4Free has got me. They're made with the highest quality. I wore this ivory sweatshirt to the dentist the other day, and everybody that came in there to work on me was like, what are you wearing? Like, it's so soft. It looks so silky and comfortable. And I said, yes, like you wouldn't believe the price either. They have some really phenomenal offers for Black Friday and extended as well. So let me show you some of my favorite pieces. These are the Evergoing yoga pants, available in a few colors. These have a slight wide leg that are super comfortable and look really polished, whether it's for work, travel, or even yoga. Yes, they're just the kind of pants that are just like really comfortable. You can move in them, watch TV. The only problem is that you can spend days in these pants, so caution you on that. I love wearing it with a smooth fit hoodie. They also have just a plain crew neck that I got in the same color. I just love ivory sweatshirts and hoodies. I don't know what it is, but they are extremely soft, machine washable. Nothing happens to them. They are wrinkle resistant, so it's really easy to keep them looking very polished. You can wear them to the gym as easily as you can underneath blazers. And these are the smooth fit modal that have really flattering pleats right along the center. I also have them in a navy. They're a fantastic way to look polished really quickly without compromising on your comfort whatsoever. The other thing I love about G4Free is that when it comes to pants, and we've talked about this before, choosing the wrong inseam can be devastating. They have them in a petite length, regular as well as tall, so there's no reason to not pick the length that works for you, and that's been a game changer for me. I recently got these sweatpants, but I'm not going to tell you by whom. I had to return them because they only had one inseam, and I was going to be dragging them along the floor, especially when it gets snowy. I was like, no thank you. Not going to do that to myself. So this is a great way to pick the size that works for you at an affordable price for clothes that are going to hold up and wash really well forever.
One of my favorite things about G4 Free is the versatility of the pieces. Always flawless, low maintenance, and extremely versatile. Whether wearing to work out or for work, they have a smooth, clean cut that I love that helps me look polished and works well as a blank canvas for most accessories.
As always, G4 Free has incredible pricing. You don't want to miss this amazing sale. So shop today for your coziest, most comfortable winter. Belts are the second item that we need to talk about because belts have had a huge year in 2025 and they're only going to gain more momentum in 2026. Above and beyond belts, you just see a lot of attention to the waist, whether that is the peplum tops or even peplum jackets. I just spotted this really gorgeous quilted type of puffer jacket that has a cinched waist. It just gives it a very regal and polished look while still keeping warm. So sometimes in the winter, you just feel like so blobby because you're underneath so many things. So to kind of have that volume and be able to layer, but then kind of have it a little cinch of the waist, I think is a really easy way to feel more polished as well. And so this jacket happens to have kind of a cinched in waist. We've seen that a lot in like wool coats as well. But above and beyond that, seeing actual belts over coats and chunky sweaters. I don't think we would have ever imagined putting these big, thick belts over the chunky jackets and the chunky sweaters and the coats and things like that. The other thing we saw this year that continues to show up on the runways and everywhere else is the double belts in different varieties. So kind of mixing and matching your own belts, or even buying a belt that already has that situation for you. I have a couple of belts that have helped me accomplish that. One of them is kind of like a skinny belt by St. Sophia that wraps around you twice. And then the other one is a best-selling belt that I'll show you right now. It's this belt. This belt creates a double belt on the same belt. It's a bestseller. These are a big hit. Everyone loves them. They're very affordable for what they are. Ralph Lauren. I'll link it below and here on the screen if I can. Just like everything else that I'm talking about, it's always on the screen or on the description below. So this has really helped me achieve that cool girl double belt vibe without having to figure out like what goes with what and can I really carry it off and all those things. And this belting of scarves and the big chunky sweaters have also carried over to more of like the dainty cardigans as well. And speaking of double belting, we have the double scarfing. And that brings us to number 3. It's the continual obsession with all things neck related in the scarves and the ascots that you choose to wear with your outfit. The trend that you will see probably everywhere soon is not one ascot or necktie, but 2. So kind of choosing and layering so that you get that Ralph Lauren layering type of where you have so many different elements of an outfit and they all are presented in a way that you can appreciate each layer, but they all kind of cohesively go together. A double scarf can really help you do that without adding a lot of like heat stroke layering. I know many of us get really hot at times, or maybe you're fortunate to live down south, unlike me, where I live in upstate New York, where you're not able to do like the crew neck and the cashmere sweater and the blazer and the vest and all of the things. I think one of my favorite ways to see this look, and therefore I'm going to try it, is wearing it with a blazer. Instantly makes that blazer look even more elevated, if you can imagine that. And then another way that is more menswear inspired is kind of wearing a scarf as a tie and leaving it a little bit long and kind of giving the optical illusion of a more masculine aesthetic. The thing that we saw a lot this year as well was wearing these scarves as belts. So kind of combining 2 and 3 and making a little mishmash. That triangular scarf that is very polarizing. I feel like you're either in love with that extra layering or you just feel like it breaks up the whole line. I don't think I've ever worn it out that way. I've shown it here online, but I've never like walked out the door with the scarf in a triangle shape. I have used the scarf as a belt, which I'm happy to do because sometimes when I'm traveling, I like to take that scarf and just take it as a lightweight accessory for so many different things like hair tie, necktie, and also a belt. A scarf is also a wonderful alternative to people that don't like belts. I recently had someone ask me, okay, I see what you're saying about sweater dresses and accessorizing, but I just refuse to do belts. Then scarf is just your best friend, because I'm not telling you to put it around your waist, but you can use it as that third piece to add interest to your outfit, the texture, the shape, all of the things that we talk about, the added color. Now, in terms of bag, we've kind of played this game of the slouchy, kind of like teddy bear bag that we really saw front and center for the fall. And then on the other hand, bag trends are projected to be a lot more structural and regal for next year. My school of thought is like, I just have to wear the bag that fits my occasion, much like my shoes. Like, I'm not gonna wear heels or pointy toes or kitten heels if I'm going to be walking a long time. And that's kind of how I view my bag. Aesthetically, I love the way a structured bag looks. This is my newest baby, by the way. You can see the black one back there in the same size. I'm just a huge fan of this shape and size. I think it goes with everything all the time. When it comes to those structured sculptural bags that everyone's talking about, that medicine bag and kind of like that longer kind of bowling tote, very much everywhere you look. So a lot of times you can easily spot a trend by just going to any place online and scanning their menu and then just seeing what's new. And then if you see a lot of the same silhouette, then you know that that's a trend. And let me know if your team slouchy or team structured bag. I would love to hear from you. Doesn't matter which one you are. The suede situation, because it's actually a situation, it is not letting up. All of the brands that I work with that show me their lookbooks, there's so much suede on there that it's almost like, is there anything else? And that's why I was so happy to actually get this in calfskin, because I like suede, don't get me wrong, I love it, but I feel like it's being a little, just a teensy bit overdone. The suede is still here to stay. High quality leather that's gonna last forever. Croc embossed anything is very trendy. And then also just having like a bag like this, where it's nondescript. You can't tell if it's Thoreau or Kate or Madewell, which it is, it's Madewell. But like, you know, it just kind of gives it that allure of who knows what it is. The good news about that is that it kind of allows you to focus more on the shape and utility that you want versus like showing everybody how much you paid for it. And I'm not saying I'm above that. I love a good Chanel bag. There's some really beautiful bags out there that are crafted in such a way that are totally worth our attention, and yet because they don't have the label on it, you know, they get totally overlooked. So it's a great time to just put all of the noise away and focus on what you like, what you can afford, and what you see yourself wearing, everything you wear. Kind of things with bags to kind of sink your teeth into are the continuation of animal prints. I think that's pretty fun if prints are your thing. I don't wear prints a ton unless it's in a leopard print coat. I have a weakness for those, but I think they're a great way to shake up an outfit with very low risk. The other thing to watch out for in 2026 in the customization of your bag with charms, monogram, all the bells and whistles to make sure that it's yours and nobody else has one just like it, which I love. I haven't gotten too much into bag charms yet. I just feel like sometimes when I dangle, I just get a little bit flustered, so that hasn't been my thing. So I have to find like the right one maybe, or maybe not at all. The next accessory that we need to take a look at is jewelry. In every editorial article, trend report that I've read, I think the overarching theme is it's not silver, it's not gold, it's not about like that fight anymore. It's really about presence. Again, it kind of is a common theme with sweaters, with the faux fur, with the huge belts, just like more is more. And kind of showing your jewelry as living, breathing art that moves with you versus like hanging it on the wall, which is really fun. Those really vibrant gemstones and enamels, lots of high gloss. And I've kind of seen this pop up already in different brands that kind of have these stacks that are really shiny, have like kind of a 2000s throwback feeling for me. Pearls are always in style, but instead of such a classic way that we've seen in the quiet luxury space and old money, it's more of like the Baroque asymmetrical shapes and just set a little bit differently if you wish. Classic pearl is a classic, but like that's just never going to go out of style, but just in a reimagined way. And the persistence of customization, like with the bag and everything else, is finding a way to have your monogram. The other really cool concept that I recently came across is a brand that makes these necklaces that they just kind of carve out different names for you. So I put it like all of my kids, my husband and me on one necklace, and it was kind of fun. Do these shifts in accessories make you excited? Are you nostalgic for the classics and just the more traditional way of wearing things? I would love to hear from you. And if you learned something today, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.